Please remain standing if you are able for the national anthem of Argentina, performed by María Becerra.
Favor de continuar de pie para escuchar el himno nacional de Argentina, interpretado por María Becerra.
There's no gusto quite like Argentinian gusto. A beautiful assault on the senses. Gorgeous New Jersey sunshine as they greet and Argentina look into those Spanish eyes. The first World Cup final ever between the champions of Europe and the champions of South America. These two continents have clashed in 11 previous finals, of which Europe have won just 3. Their only previous World Cup meeting 60 years ago. Argentina beat Spain at Villa Park, Birmingham, England. Their last meeting of any sort of friendly in Madrid 6 years ago, which remarkably Spain won 6-1. This day is of little import. The final of the World Cup is and always has been only about the here and now. Two groups who only know winning. Spain 38 competitive matches, nearly 3.5 years since they lost. They're due a second start. Argentina 14 straight wins. From Maribor, Slovenia, is Slavko Vincic. He had charge of Spain in each of the last 2 European Championships. And at the last World Cup, he oversaw Argentina's shock defeat by Saudi Arabia, of which it's fair to say they recovered rather well. VAR is from Germany. He is Bastian Danker, to find referee in his own right. New Jersey. After a near-flawless semi-final display in Dallas, it is little surprise that the Spanish team is unaltered today. Goal-scoring fullback Pedro Porro was feeling the pace late on against France, but he is fine. The metronomic Fabian Ruiz wins his 50th cap alongside captain Rodri. Lamine Yamal, remember, has won all 12 senior tournament games in which he has started. Mikel Oyarzabal has 5 goals in the competition, one more, and he sets a new Spanish record. Emotionally draining date with the English, Argentina nevertheless picked from a fully fit squad. Gonzalo Montiel, he of the winning penalty in Qatar, is preferred at fullback to Nahuel Molina. And in midfield, Rodrigo de Paul, Messi's minder, and Nico Gonzalez for his first World Cup start come in for Simeone and Paredes. Messi himself becomes the first man to captain any nation in 3 World Cup finals. Fuente, a calm, invested communicator who has flourished with the younger Spanish age groups. and turned many of the boys he taught then into the men who flourish now. Lionel Scaloni, who could be the first coach since Italy's Vittorio Pozzo in 1938 to win successive World Cups. And now the Buffer brothers.
And now, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Argentina! It's time!
Our countdown to kickoff is powered by Aramco. The World Cup final in 10, 9, 8, 7.
The day a planet stops for a game, for every nation, for two nations. 9 o'clock at the end of a steaming hot Sunday in Madrid, 4 o'clock on a dark winter's afternoon in Buenos Aires, 3 o'clock on an idyllic day by the banks of the Hudson River, where New Jersey meets New York. Match 104, the final of the 23rd World Cup. Spain for their second star, Argentina to defend their trophy with all their might. Alan Smith, what are you thinking?
I'm just thinking, in one way, it's like any other football match. Individually, you want to get off to a nice, solid start. When you get a chance to touch the ball, you want that to be true. And just work your way into this football match, gain some confidence.
Pedro Porro, who sealed the semi-final for Spain against France. The cherry on the top of an immaculate performance in Dallas the other day.
In fact, it is an unchanged lineup. Tells you everything you need to know about what De La Fuente thought of that performance.
And for Cucurella, now Bina, who has broken through as an international star at this competition. Back by Nico Gonzalez, who draws the first foul. And we hear the first whistle of Slavko Vincic.
Yeah, Nico Gonzalez coming in from full parade. There's interesting one that he did ever so well when he came on, Gonzalez against England.
Alessandro Martinez, he and Romero in the formidable at the heart of the Argentine defence. Tagliafico from left back. Julian Alvarez. So Fernandez, what a wonder strike from him against England in Atlanta. At a point when it seemed the English might hang on. Martinez, the outstanding goalkeeper of the last World Cup, hero of a penalty shootout in Qatar, which will live forever in Argentine memories. Only to have another final like that goes right to the wire.
It'll be interesting whether Argentina can compete with Spain for possession of the football. Spanish have averaged about 64% in this World Cup so far, but Argentina seeing a fair bit of the ball at the moment.
Martinez, Tagliafico, the reach of Alexis McAllister. His crucial strike, of course, in the quarter-final against Switzerland. Argentina's approach to this final has been, by comparison with Spain's, roller coaster. Really, none of their knockout games has been a straightforward exercise, far from it. It's a collision on the halfway line. Bina has gone to ground under pressure from Montiel.
Bina feeling that this is a yellow card. Took the chance there to fall back.
Toro Montiel starting his first game of this competition since the opening day. The man, of course, who famously had the final kick of the last World Cup final. Danny Olmo will not be fit to him.
As soon as Jamal gets the ball, there's three shirts going towards him, and that frees up a little bit of space just behind, which Jamal sprints into. Bit of good fortune there for Argentina.
Very important block by Lisandro Martinez. Spain pushing their team into the and Unai Simon had judged his dash off his line to perfection.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was way out of goal. He started way out of goal. Really something they've been talking about. It's happened a few times in this tournament. Unai Simon's starting position, but he had to get the ball. If he'd have caught Messi, he was off the pitch, the keeper. It's a red card.
Laporte advanced from centre half. Wide from wide. Luis Rodri. Who woke up this morning with the possibility of lifting the World Cup trophy, as only for Spain Andres Iniesta has before him. Porro.
They don't tend to press high as a team, Argentina. They'll wait till the ball comes into that midfield where they will be aggressive. They get half a chance.
Barsi, what a breakthrough tournament for him as well. One of two teenagers in the Spanish team. Entry with an energetic burst. Montiel got some of it, took Correa, took it back. Danny Olmo. Pedro Porro. His feet.
Luckily, perhaps, scored that wonderful goal after 1-2 with Danny Olmo against France. Callister just catching him.
Seen by DePaul. Callister has time to turn, but he's caught on it by Rodri. He's had a very hungry start to the game. Oyarzabal.
Well, this was the breakaway. A loose touch there. Out the keeper starts, and he needed to as well. He's half a yard from getting a touch here. This is our moment. Martinez certainly relieved. This was Martinez.
Kubasi, Rodri. Played by Fabio Ruiz, who is such a correct, such an immaculate footballer that moments like that are quite jarring. He was part of the PSG team which lost the Cup World Cup final on this ground last summer. States, Donald Trump. His first game of the tournament is the last game of the tournament. Martinez, taken down by Gonzalez, snatched away by Porro.
The game falling into a pattern, the kind that we thought might develop with Spain, with most of the ball, doing most of the pushing and probing. Argentina looking for those counters.
Spain in the majority of the games have had 60% of the ball or more. The semi-final against France, as Alan implies, was the first game really where they had to share it, more or less 50-50. Laporte, Correa. Interesting looking ball. Now looking to connect with it. Correa always behind them by way of support. Luis for Rodri. Fabian Ruiz beyond top Farbal and flipped away and shaped nervously by Martinez for a Spanish corner.
Yeah, defending at times for Argentina has been nervous. It's encouragement there for Spain.
Come over from left to right to deliver. With outswing. Had it stolen off his toe, but he has it back. Lamal, Baina. Well, just the one goal personally over the course of the competition to this date, which is no sort of reflection on his impact broadly to the Spanish team. As mentioned, he and Kubasi here, the two teenagers in the 11. Until today, only 3 teenagers had played in the World Cup final ever before. Bergami for Italy in 1982, sandwiched by the great of yesteryear, Pelé back in 58, and the great of the current generation, Kylian Mbappe in 2018.
Yeah, I think it has developed into more of a young man's game. You see more teenagers throughout the domestic leagues getting into those first teams, making an impression, carving a reputation. Certainly Yamal's done that.
Towards Olafarbal. Martinez insisted on winning it. Laporte is there again. Correa has a moment. Porro. Olafarbal let it bounce away. Rodri has it back. Porro caught on it.
It's a little bit of a wild one, this, from Alexis McAllister. 10 seemingly some force from a distance. Those studs are fairly low, but it's not the best of challenges, is it? Not the best at all.
He's keeping his card to himself for now. Danny Olmo perhaps politely querying that decision. De La Fuente, for a relatively calm man, quite animated. Feral amongst the many superstars from stage and screen. Pharrell Williams also amongst the VIPs today. We're a quarter of an hour in, Alan, and Lionel Messi has touched the ball once, and that was kick-off.
It was a good one, though. Probably ominous signs for Spain, that.
Tagliafico.
Here we go.
Can touch it again now. What he does, he gets tipped over. And I should say that it's not a disrespectful observation, that of Lionel Messi, at all, because as Alan rightly indicates, when he's hiding and uninvolved, sometimes that's when he's at his most dangerous.
It wasn't a great challenge for Baena, that, leading with the forearm.
Got a call, has the free kick. Martinez is advanced. Romero is advanced also from centre half. Paul flicks it in with just an iota too much on it for Gonzalez to reel it in.
Yeah, whether he would have been offside anyway, the Spain defenders thought so.
Yamal to pursue after a beautiful first touch. That is gorgeous, and he's worried Tagliafico over the ball and wrapped up by Eli Martinez.
Yeah, Argentina have avoided this kind of 1v1. They've got support to Tagliafico, but he's on his own here, the left back, and it's never going to be easy.
Wary of Alvarez. Routed out by Simon, who's been outstanding, of course. Spain have yielded relatively few shots over the course of the tournament, but that is not to say that he hasn't at key moments made some really important saves. And still beaten just once by Charles de Ketelaere of Belgium. He did very well to dig himself out of it. Ronaldo biting in. Tagliafico getting involved as well.
Yeah, fourth official rushing onto the pitch, making sure there's no coming together here.
Laporte. Ruiz. Cucurella. Laporte. Baena. Squeezed off the field of play by Christian Romero.
It won't take much for this contest to ignite, you feel. There's a little edge to it already.
It is a potential tinderbox of a game. It will only need a spark. Fernandez is feeling it.
There's nothing watching that at all.
Matt Damon, another amongst the cast of stars who had to have a front row ticket for the World Cup final in New York, New Jersey. What a sight that is, of how much responsibility Lionel Scaloni must feel for that vast Argentine choir. Not, of course, that he hasn't already delivered in spades for them. For holding off Alvarez. That's good by McAllister, nicked back by Lamal. Exchanging with Olmo. Sandro Martinez stepped in, Messi got a piece of it, Rodrigo de Paul.
Yeah, I think Argentina might feel they've got to be a bit more aggressive to nick the ball off Spain, because they're having to do a lot of chasing.
It's bounced back into play towards Oyarzabal. The referee saw a flag. Forward by Fernandez. Back for Messi, who has a little bit of space and the ball for the first time. To be creative with it. Alvarez couldn't gather it and in fact was offside.
You want to get that unit up the pitch, Argentina, and play more football like that in Spain's half.
Olmo kept from it by Lisandro Martinez. There's Fernandez. Here's the Paul. By Rodri. There was no foul against Oyarzabal, which became academic. Ruiz. Pereira's made a run. Biner's looked to find him. Pereira has won a corner.
Yeah, he was just on the edge of offside, but flag didn't go up. Well-timed run. Does it so well, as does Pedro Porro on the other side. They've been a real threat, those two fullbacks to Spain.
Again, Biner here will be the taker, this time with right-footed in-swing. Laporte amongst the candidates to meet it. In by Biner. Not a problem for Eddie Martinez. Sandro Martinez, Tagliafico. Trying to snatch it back, Messi coming away with it. Rodri catching him up. And the referee bringing it all back.
There's classic Messi, middle of the park. First touch, taking it away from his man. It's always going to be difficult getting goal side again unless you foul. certainly be hoping to see a little bit more of that football.
As we reach the first hydration break, first quarter of the game has been a cagey affair, and it remains Spain 0, Argentina 0.
超过100万人的首选 ，TOTO 优惠实施中，即刻来电体验。超过100万人的首选 ，TOTO 优惠实施中，即刻来电体验。
包你发雷神索尔2，神力加码红球雨，联机强化倍数升级，奖金全倍无极限，立即玩包你发。
Rex Light, live more with less. Rex Light, live more with less.
包你发雷神索尔2，神力加码红球雨，联机强化倍数升级，奖金全倍无极限，立即玩包你发。包你发雷神索尔2，神力加码红球雨，联机强化倍数升级，奖金全倍无极限，立即玩包你发。包你发雷神索尔2，神力加码红球雨，联机强化倍数升级，奖金全倍无极限，立即玩包你发。
Play and Joy 泡面系列 ，Play and Joy 泡面系列。
Hydration break 之后呢，现在双方。
Argentina certainly got the ability to burst into life, as well as Messi. They've got a few potential match winners. Alvarez, of course. Lautaro Martinez, who got the winner in the semi-final against England in that header.
Mick Jagger seems to have been everywhere. Of course, there's little doubt that he would love to have seen England here. That wasn't to be.
Poor Bale not playing today.
It's just a galaxy, isn't it? Robbie Williams, for the uninitiated, a supporter of a small club in the English potteries called Port Vale, which he loves as much as life itself. Lisandro Martinez aimed at Alvarez, good leap from Kubasi, won back by McAllister, who is penalised for handball. Much doubt about that. This is McAllister. Oh, that's the back pass from Kubasi. Unai Simon was laudably calm. Where makes the throw in his.
Those two Spain centre-halves can be awkward at times because Messi drops off. Martinez will drift over to the left, and sometimes they won't have anybody to mark, and calls on your concentration in those circumstances. There's a bit of a lack of concentration perhaps there from the teenager.
Porro, Lamal. They came to see a little bit of trickery from him. He's outwitted Tagliafico here.
Telefuente making the point that he thought Argentina had got away with too many challenges like that.
Rodri, Kubasi. Ruiz. Porro. They kept chasing it down. De Paul, Cucurella is stolen. And then had it stolen back by Enzo Fernandez. He went long and direct. A couple of big knockout goals from him against Egypt and England on behalf of Scaloni. Right now, Argentina on a sequence of 14 straight wins.
Oh, what is that from Pedro Porro?
Cucurella tied it up, and Cucurella can march forward. Baina. Rodri, Ruiz. Lamal. Gonzalez helping out his fullback, Lamal rolling it in towards Olmo, nice thought. In all of the 27 games he has started for Spain, he has won every tournament game he has started for Spain. Gonzalez, away from Alvarez again by Kubasi.
And quite often Gonzalez is getting up the pitch, they're using him as a target.
Porro. Is in a tight spot here. Paul has helped him out of it to some extent. Cialoni found Cucurella. Now Rodri. Ruiz. Baina. Romero was where he needed to be.
Yeah, having beaten his man. Disappointing cross that from Baina.
Porro with Barbal. Saved by Tagliafico. Quickly forward by Martinez. Alvarez. Fernandez. McAllister. Moro, Lisandro Martinez again. Fico. McAllister was rolled over.
A shirt tug from Rodri.
So amid an ear-splitting din, Argentina have another offensive set piece for which Romero has strutted forward. De Paul and Messi either side of the dead ball. Messi, drag and run away from him by Ruiz. They'll have enjoyed that. Porro, while retreating Alvarez. Porro. Rodri. Switched away by Romero, and as perhaps a few had anticipated, the flag is up anyway against Spencer Marco Correa.
Even so, they sit off Argentina. They don't go out the way to get quickly to the ball. I think that was very close indeed. They looked on, but the technology maybe told us otherwise. But yet, it's a dangerous game they're playing, Argentina.
Gonzalez actually had to be strong. 1 against 2. He's got the decision.
Back to his best. Rodri, we wonder what that bad injury would do to him, but clawed his way back to the heights of where he was before.
Porro, that's an adventurous ball. Picked off by Romero. Here's Tagliafico. Hernandez nearly lost it. He did lose it to Dani Olmo. That's a smart touch as well. That's a sharp retrieval and a very necessary one from Rodrigo de Paul.
To depend on this defensive shape and backing each other up. Argentina, good tackle.
Kubasi, Porro, Lamal. Rodri, taken on the turn by Biner, laid back by Oyarzabal, sifted on by Olmo, delivered by Cucurella, twitched away by Romero, Cucurella again. It's Dani Olmo, out by Martinez, Spain scream handball, Porro in particular. Martinez, Alvarez is the chaser.
Again, Rodri getting back. He was involved in the attack, but made up a lot of ground to get back. Appeals for handball here. The arms tucked in from Alvarez.
That ball, Cucurella. Spain trying to turn it up a gear, approaching half-time. Alex Biner. Threaded through.
Final pass for Spain at the moment, got into good positions, but haven't been able to pick out that killer ball so far.
Porro. Kubasi. Now for Rodri. The strike was close enough to be convenient for Martinez.
He's been on the edge of things, Oyarzabal. A chance there to let fly. He was never going to pass it up. He's trying to turn the screw. Last few minutes, Spain stepping it up, trying to move the ball quicker.
Watched on by Gonzalez, hoofed away by Kubasi. Five goals in the tournament to this point. No Spaniard has ever scored more than 5 in the World Cup finals. Trigueno and Villa, in their respective times, have matched that total. Aimed up at Biner. Really well read by Montiel. Fernandez to Paul. Messi has been hiding out wide. Romero, McAllister to Paul, Messi, Alvarez to Paul. It was Martinez, out comes Oyarzabal. Martinez left in a foot, and the card is out for the first time.
Oyarzabal did a brilliant job of keeping hold of that ball under pressure. Really did. Good strong play after. Really nice first touch.
Martinez booked in both the semi-final and the final. Not that that in itself is of any particular relevance, except that now he needs to be wary for what remains. Ruiz. Cucurella. Laporte. Cucurella. Rodri. Kubasi, that's a decent ball. Oyarzabal, that's nice too. Paul's lifted it in.
Yeah, another example of that final pass not being quite on the money. Some nice football played in the lead up to it. He's getting forward an awful lot in this tournament. Pedro Porro really enjoying himself.
Martinez. McAllister has given it to Lamal, and you don't want to do that. Ruiz. Lamal. Rodri. Cucurella. Kubasi. Ruiz.
A lot. Sometimes though you drag it so much and coming forward can get the foot on it, but he's been very busy in this first half. Cucurella, a lot has come down his side, been a threat.
He was a winner on this ground this time last year in the Club World Cup final with Chelsea. In the aftermath of his strike, there is evidently a problem here for Argentina on centre-half. Lisandro Martinez is indicating he has to come off here. And that, for a player who has played from the start in every game, bar the dead rubber third game of the group stage, that is a really unfortunate turn of events for Lionel Scaloni. And the veteran Nicolas Otamendi is going to replace him.
Well, you're not ideal for Scaloni. We saw France suffer, didn't we, with William Saliba going off. He's got a good understanding with Romero Martinez. Otamendi though, got loads of experience.
It's a terribly sad moment for him personally. Nicolas Otamendi was one of those who played every minute of the last World Cup for Argentina. He certainly knows his way around a game like this. 38 years old now. Goes straight into it. Kabasi away. Oyarzabal. Ramal had no way through. Gonzalez pushed and ran. Victor Wembanyama of the San Antonio Spurs, who were beaten, of course, way back at the start of the World Cup by the New York Knicks for the NBA title. We head into 4 added minutes. And here and again, Unai Simon has read it immaculately.
It's a great effort for Martinez in the Argentina goal to pick out his man. Alvarez, though, needed to take a touch on the volley, really, to slow that ball down.
Gonzalez, face to face with Olmo. Tackled on his way back by Porro.
A slightly different role for Gonzalez to the one we were expecting. Pushing high on that left-hand side.
Correa looking to connect as he has so often over the course of the competition with Bina. Laporte was dicing with trouble. Here is Paul Alessandro Martinez, whose World Cup final has come to a premature end. That becomes a problem for Manchester United in the weeks upcoming. Otamendi becomes the second oldest outfield player in a World Cup final, behind only his captain today. Olmo, Porro. Rodri, Ruiz, Correa, Bina, Oyarzabal. It's Messi's tackle.
Trying to get involved, get a touch of the ball, Messi. Been an easy half to him.
Took the count from Oyarzabal there. Apart from everything else, he must have the blackest and bluest shins in world football, Lionel Messi.
It's been a bit disjointed, hasn't it, from Argentina when they've had a bit of time on the ball. Been able to find any attacking rhythm at all.
Porro, Lamal. Porro. Half-time, and it is blank in the blistering sunshine of New Jersey. 2026 World Cup final still to have its takeoff moment. Messi largely deprived of the ball. Yamal has glittered on occasion. Neither goalkeeper overly exercised by what we have seen so far. Very tactical, very mutually wary, as well it might be, between two coaches, mutually respectful of each other's sides. And we reach the break, and it remains Spain 0.